Hello everyone, it's Janine here at my studio space with my canine partner Pugsley, my assistant's dog. So today I thought we'd do something different, something quite different to what I've done on my YouTube channel before. As many of you know, I run groups normally when we're not in lockdown, promoting positive mental well-being through art, and I like to try and come up with all different ideas, different creative things, so that you can all find what suits you and hopefully inspire more people by coming up with different things. Now, so this idea is a mixed media upcycling idea, using all sorts of different bits that perhaps otherwise might end up in the rubbish. So for this video I was inspired by Marta from Maremi's Small Art channel on YouTube. So I'll link her channel below in the description, and thank you very much for the inspiration, Marta. I'll be putting my own twist on it, and yeah, my own interpretation on it, but yeah, so I'm just placing different things onto a paintbrush. This is a paintbrush that I wasn't using and was just going to waste, so I thought it would be good to repurpose it and make a piece of art out of it. So I wasn't sure whether to use the small brush or the bigger brush, but I've decided to go with the bigger brush as it will give me more space to put different items. So I have all different things here. There's some jewellery that I just think I picked up at a jumper sale. I might even be given it for free, and it wasn't something I was going to wear, so I thought I could use it in this. I've got like bottle caps, a magnifying glass from a Christmas cracker, a compass that I picked up on I think it was a National Trust place, a walk that I went on ages ago, and I thought, oh, one day I'll use that in a bit of art, and never quite found that bit of art to do, but now I have. And this is another piece of art using similar techniques. So I thought if you didn't have an old paintbrush or something similar to what I'm using, you could always, this is a box that I've decorated, you can always think of other things that you could repurpose. You know, you could look around the house, you know, there's different things. But this example here is just a little cardboard box.
So Pugsley says hello to everybody.
So now with my paintbrush, I'm just starting by giving it a coat all over on the metal bit as well of white acrylic paint, and I'm also just did a little bit on the bristles there, just to draw the bristles in with the rest of the brush, not to have them so stark as a separate colour. So yeah, I'm just coating it in white on the back and the front of the brush. So then once I've finished painting all of it on both sides, I then leave it to dry. Now I'm just working on placement and placing different objects. So yeah, I've got all different things here that, you know, didn't really have a use for me. You know, the magnifying glass is not actually working as a magnifying glass. It was, you know, just in the Christmas cracker, and I just kept it and wanted to use it in a piece of art, and now this is a piece of art that I thought it would be good for. So I'm cutting the necklace up here. I thought it would be nice to have a bit of sort of softer elements to it as well. And yeah, now I'm just covering over the magnifying glass with some stickers and also the compass, because I don't want the screens to get paint on them. I'm just using some little round stickers I had, and you can see that I'm putting them onto my cardigan just to get off some of the sticky. And off camera I sanded them down first before I am now putting a layer of gesso on. And this could also be white paint if you don't have any gesso. And I found with the magnifying glass I hadn't sanded it enough. You know, it was very shiny plastic and it was just resisting the gesso, as you can see here. So then I did a bit more sanding, and I did even more sanding off camera as well. It did need quite a bit of sanding down. So yeah, just make sure you sand them down so that the paint will stick. And then yeah, that really did help the paint, the gesso or paint stick to the surface better. And now I'm using some golden acrylic medium, like heavy bodied gel, to stick these things down. You know, if you don't have any of that, you know, you could just use some strong glue. Yeah, just make sure you've got something strong to stick it down with. Now, as I was doing this and choosing my objects, not all of them, but some of them I thought kind of represent different aspects of life, like personally to me. I think it is quite nice, you know, to have different meanings to different things. So I was thinking kind of about life, and I wanted the sort of flowers from the necklace in there because you know, nature is very important to me. The compass kind of represents like different directions that, you know, there's lots of different paths you can take in life and the different paths you might take along the way. The magnifying glass to me is like a reminder for looking at the small things in life and appreciating the small things and how we can get a lot of joy out of that. And here I added a foam pad to make it more balanced. As I stuck the magnifying glass down, I thought it would stick better if I had like a double-sided sticky foam pad. Later on I realised that was a mistake, because when I take the sticker off, obviously I can see the foam pad, so you'll see me correct that later. This heart was just something off some packaging. It fit nicely into the hole at the bottom of the paintbrush, so I thought I would use it. I think it adds a nice element to the brush. And this here is from the back of a canvas, a picked hanging thing that, you know, I need to take off the back of the canvas, and I wasn't going to use it anymore, so I thought I'd put it up on here, repurposing it. And some keys. I think keys are very representational of life, you know, opening and closing different doors and locking different things behind you, and different things like that. You know, these are just my different interpretations. You know, everybody can have something different, and you know, this video is to inspire you. You know, you don't necessarily have to copy it. You know, we're all going to have different things in our lives that we want to repurpose, and we're not going to have the same things. So now I've glued all the different elements down. If you can see that red heart in the bottle cap, I haven't glued that down yet. That will go down later. I've just put that there just because I know that's where I want to put it later, but I'll be moving out of the way to add more paint. So now I'm doing like a layer of brownish shades of paint. I didn't have quite the right brown. Mine was quite a reddish brown, so I mixed some green into that to make it more of a less reddy sort of brown. And then I'm going to add different shades of brown into this, and I'm just like coating the different objects on there in the brown. To start with, I was reluctant to cover up the flowers, but I realised that it would be impossible to completely miss them out and for it to still look neat. So you'll see in the end I do decide to paint over those, but the ones at the top that go over the bristles, that worked quite well to just leave those white and still be able to see them. I forgot to say, before I started painting, I let the gel medium dry overnight, so it was thoroughly dry before I started this layer of paint. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I get the paint into all the different little nooks and crannies, but I'm not too worried if I leave little bits because I've already done a base coat of white, and this is going to be built up in a number of layers. As you can see, we've already done a number of layers on this work, and there's still more layers to go, so yeah. And now I'm just painting the back in a brown base as well. I'm adding a bit of black into the onto the back of the paintbrush because the brown wasn't quite what I wanted, and then I go ahead and add a bit more of that black onto the front. At this point I leave the work to dry again for the next stage, so it doesn't all mush together with the next lot of paint. And now I'm adding in a bit of metallic copper acrylic paint. Now this I want to just kind of dry brush on, so just like using a little bit of paint. So I've kind of picked up a brush load of paint, but then brushed a little bit off on the mat, so I have that's next to my work, so I haven't got too much paint on the brush. And yeah, I'm just adding little bits on to kind of almost like catch some of the detail of the upraised parts, and now I'm just painting some of that copper onto the back, just so that it's all kind of harmonised with similar colours on the back and the front. Again, after this paint, I let it dry for the next layer. And now we're back onto the front now, and I have some Pebeo acrylic paints, and these are also metallic paints, and I'm doing the same kind of thing with the dry brushing, making sure that I haven't got too much on my brush, like offloading it to the side on my mat. You can, oh, and there I accidentally put the brush into the paint and got in a bit of a mess. Try not to do that, but you know, there's always a fix, and I just you know, smeared that paint that was on there into the rest of the brush and just made the most of that. So yeah, I'm just doing similar to what I was doing with the copper, like adding little bits of the turquoise in onto the brush in different places, and yeah, just trying to use it to highlight with the different textures on the brush. And I've also gone in there with some metallic green as well, and I'm just working backwards and forwards between the colours to add them in appropriate places, so I feel like it's balanced in how I want it. And now I'm adding in a more pinky shade, and it's the same sort of metallic paint. It's kind of hard for the camera to pick up the nice shimmer that I'm getting on the paints, but I hope you can see that to a certain extent. So yeah, and then I'm just going in with those three colours on the back as well. And I think I've got to mention, but the brown layer, the layers of paint was, I waited to dry before I went in with this metallic layer, otherwise you're going to end up with a big sort of splodgy mess. And now this is where I take off the covering for the magnifying glass and for the compass, and I realised that I made a mistake with the magnifying glass because I didn't want to be able to see that foam pad. That was a silly mistake to make, I should have realised that. But I was able to give it a tug and pull it off, and that made me realise that at the time to start with I wanted to keep that bit there white, and I was aware that that was going to stay white, but actually I realised it was a bit too stark, and I wanted to blend it in, so I used the opportunity while I'd taken the magnifying glass off to blend that in with the rest of the colours. And then also off camera I had to get the sticky off the magnifying glass because it had left some sticky residue behind. I had some stuff called sticky stuff remover that I was able to use to get rid of that, but hopefully you won't make the same mistake, but because you've seen the mistake I've done, but probably a household cleaner would get it off if you needed to. And now obviously I painted in the bottle cap earlier, so now I'm just adding that heart in now. And now I'm sticking down the magnifying glass after the paint underneath had dried. Obviously I let that dry first. Now I didn't think this was going to stick very well because I had very limited space of where I could stick it to, but that's why I've added some more gel medium to the outside. I think one of the benefits of using gel medium is because it's quite thick and it kind of holds it itself. I was able to kind of build it up on the outside a bit to stick the magnifying glass down. Now I'm just working on the back and adding a picked hanger on. This was actually meant for posters, and it says to only use it for lightweight things, so I can't guarantee that this will actually hold up. So far it's done fine, and I've first of all, as you saw that I stuck it down with gel medium, but then I did need to go in and use some stronger glue because that just wasn't sticking. So I used some strong Yoo-hoo glue, yeah, and as I said, so far it's held up. But I think probably if I was going to put this into exhibition, I'd probably use something else on the back, but for the purposes of this video I thought I would use that to show you how you could put it up on the wall. But yeah, you may want to think about other ways of getting it up, but so far that has worked for me. And this picture here is just to show you that nothing goes to waste, and the extra paint that I had that I'd been using to paint this project, I just had another scrap bit of green card from another project, and I just used the excess paint on that green card to create a background that I used somewhere else in another project another time. So yeah, just to show you nothing needs to go to waste. So now where I added the picked hanger on the back, it looked a bit kind of, it was standing out, it didn't blend in with the rest, so I'm just adding in the metallic colours like I did before on the front of the brush, some more onto the back just to blend in that picked hanger post hanger into the piece of art, so you can't see it so well. And now I'm just painting over the bit of gel medium that I'd used on the outside of the magnifying glass just to stick it down. And I've taken off the sticker, and you can see it all finished, and it's all dry now. I let that bit of paint dry in between, and now it's all dry. And yeah, I think it's nice how you can see, it's hard to show on the camera, but you can see through the magnifying glass to what's underneath. And yeah, these are just some close-up shots of different parts of the brush. Got some really nice textures going on there. So yeah, I hope this video has inspired you to repurpose things and create something different. And yeah, and so now this paintbrush is a piece of art and suitable for going up on the wall. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this project, something different and fun to have a go at. And I hope you're all staying safe and well at this strange time of lockdown here still in the UK, even though it's loosened quite a bit. Yeah, it's still quite different at the moment. So yeah, I hope you're all staying safe and keeping well. And I hope this helps you to be creative and perhaps do something different to what you normally do, or at least encourage you to just have a go. Yeah, it's something very therapeutic and relaxing to have a go at. And here's some close-up photos so you can see some nice close-ups of what I've done. I would like to thank you for watching this video and sticking around to the end with me. And in this picture here you can see it hung up on my wall. I think it looks quite effective. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks to everyone that subscribed so far. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.